Hello viewers, welcome back to my English class. In my previous video, I introduced the simple present. I explained the structure of simple present. Now let us take the uses of the simple present. Once again, recall the structure of simple present. Subject, present tense form of verb, object. Present tense form is nothing but V1. Now we have to look into the uses. What are the contexts in which we can use this simple present? There are nearly 6 contexts in which we can use the simple present. First one, we have to use simple present to express general or universal truths. Second, habitual actions. Third, actions happen at the time of speaking. Fourth, in vivid narration. Next, in order to introduce famous quotations and so on. Let us take one by one in a detailed way. Subject plus present tense form plus object. So always remember this structure. Usually, we see certain things, they happen forever. They take place forever on this earth, in this creation. That sort of actions, they remained till yesterday, they happen today, and they will be there in the coming days forever. That sort of actions are called universal truths or general truths. We should use only simple present to express such activities. So, simple present is used to express a universal or general truth. So, to express a universal or general truth. So, you can take so many examples for this universal truths. Let us take examples. The sun rises in the east. This is the most popular example for a universal truth. The earth revolves around the sun. Night follows day. Of course, vice versa. Day follows night. Water flows down the stream. Electrons revolve around the nucleus. This is example from sciences. Honey is sweet. Heat expands metals. Another example from sciences. Sky is blue. Rainbow appears opposite to the sun. So always it happens like this. So all these are the examples for universal or general truths. So whenever you want to express a universal truth, you must use this simple present only. And the structure, don't forget, subject V1 and if necessary object. Let us look into the usage of verbs in all these sentences. So in the first sentence, the sun rises in the east. Rises is the verb. In the second sentence, the earth revolves is the verb. Night follows day. Day follows night. Water flows. Electrons revolve. Honey is sweet. Heat expands. Sky is blue. Rainbow appears. All these are V1s. The first form of verb is used. And of course, in certain examples, extra S is added. You know, I explained that point. Whenever you use he, she, it or noun in singular, we have to add S or S. Don't forget that small and important rule. So, the sun, rise is the verb and rises. The earth, this is also singular. So revolve, extra s is added. Night follows day. Night also singular. So extra s should be added like this. Water, singular. Extra s is added. Electrons, this is plural. So no extra s is necessary. And honey is sweet. Here B form. The right B form here to refer to action, condition is. Heat expands is also singular noun and s is added. Rainbow appears. Rainbow is also singular, extra s is added. So whenever it is necessary, don't forget using extra s like this. Next, regarding the examination, you have to remember one point. In the examination, you will be given blanks in the places of verbs. Let us take one or two sentences. So in the examination, it will be given like this. And here also. The sun dash in the east. Rise. Earth dash around the sun. Revolve. Honey dash sweet. Bee. So like that you will get questions in the examination. How to fill the blanks in the examination. So observe the example first. The sun dash in the east. So observe its meaning. It is a universal truth. Then recall the use. Whenever you find a universal truth, you should express only in simple present. Then recall the structure, subject and V1. So V1 is given there and the subject is singular. So you have to add extra s. So in this way, you have to think in the examination before filling the blank. So the sun rise is the given verb and add rises. Here also, the earth dash around the sun, given verb is revolve. Observe its meaning. It's a universal truth. Universal truth should always be expressed in simple present only. Recall the structure, subject to V1, object. So V1 is given there and the earth singular. So add extra s, then you will get the answer. Revolves. So revolves. So night, it also blank. Follow. So you have to fill the blank. Follows. Follows. Like that. And here also, B is given. What's the right form of B here to be filled? And observe the meaning. Don't forget observe the meaning. Honey dash sweet. Of course, it's so simple example. You can easily fill the blank. But as per the rule, proceed as per the rule, then you will get the correct answer. Honey dash sweet. It's a universal truth. So universal truth should always be in simple present. And V1. B is the given form there. And you have to use E because it is singular. So honey is sweet. In this way, you have to think and fill the proper form of verb in the examination. Next, let us take the second use. Simple present is also used to express a habitual action. To express a habitual action. So remember these two words. Habitual action. What is a habitual action? Just our habits. So what is a habit? Most of you know. Habit is a thing which is done regularly. Some people say that habit is an action which is done every day. Habit need not be done every day. It is done at regular intervals of time. Maybe every day or twice in a day or thrice in a day or every Sunday or every week or every month, something like that. So all these are called habitual actions. So whenever you want to express habitual action, you should only use the simple present and don't go to the present continuous. So look the examples. So examples are ready. Every morning she drinks milk. So that is her habit. Every morning. That's a habit. Next, every day he eats non-veg. So that is his habit. Every day it is taken place every day. We play games in school every evening. So this habit which takes place every evening. Always the boy is busy with cell phone. So here always, this action takes place always. They visit church every Sunday. So this action takes place every Sunday. Sham writes with his left hand. Writing with his left hand is his habit. Usually people spread rumors. So it's a habit of people. That's why usually. Often you waste your time. Now and then Radhika wastes water. Frequently the dog barks. So all these are habitual actions. Observe the usage of verb in all these examples. And don't forget the structure. So subject here, V1, present tense form of verb. So drink is the first form of verb, V1. And of course, whenever there is he, she, it or noun in singular, we have to add extra S. I explained it clearly in the previous use. So like that, he eats, we play, all V1. The boy is, they visit church. Sham writes, people spread, you waste. Now and then Radhika wastes, here also same. Frequently the dog barks. So like this, in all the examples I used only V1. That is the basic point you should remember. So all these are the habitual actions, and whenever you want to express habit, go to simple present. And you can use these words like this. Every morning, every Sunday, every evening, and writes with left hand, usage of left hand, usually, often, now and then, frequently. So all these are the words which refer to one's habit. So all habitual actions should be expressed in simple present only. And one more point for the examination. In the examination, question may be like this. There is a blank in the place of verb and V1 is given in the brackets. So drink, like this. Every morning she dash milk, in brackets, drink. The verb is given there. And how can you recognize in the examination? So what action is it? So by observing every morning, you should come to a conclusion that action belongs to a habit or habitual action, and habitual action must be expressed in simple present only, and the structure subject V1. So drink, the verb you should take and add extra S. Next, here also the verb eat. Every day he dash eat non-veg. In brackets, eat V1 is given. And observe every day. So it refers to habit. Habit must be in simple present only. So he eat, and you have to add here also extra S. Eats. We play games in school every evening. So here also the same. Play, the verb in blank without the verb. So the verb here, V1 is given in brackets. So we dash games in school every evening. By observing every evening, you should come to a conclusion that it belongs to a habitual action. It should be expressed only in simple present. That is V1. we play. So like that. So in all the examples, you should observe the key word. All these are the words called key words to recognize the tense. That is simple present. Always, every Sunday, left hand, usually, often, now and then, frequently. So all these are the words which make you recognize the tense, that particular tense, that is here the simple present. And whenever you find all these keywords, so observe all these keywords and you can note down the keywords separately. So whenever you find the keywords like this, you should use only the simple present. So this is the simple present, second use. Let us take the third use. Simple present is also used to express an action happens at the time of speaking. So to express an action happens, we have to use the word here, happens at the time of speaking. Happens at the time of speaking. So it expresses an action which happens at the time of speaking. Don't say that is happening. It happens at the time of speaking. There is a little bit indefiniteness here. It happens when we say. That's why this tense is also called present indefinite. Along with the simple present, there is other name, that is present indefinite. So happens at the time of speaking is the use. Take the examples. Here comes the bus. So it happens before our eyes. So we can hear it, we can see it. That sort of actions only should be expressed here. Here comes the bus, the verb here. And of course, the word here is also used. Next, there the temple bells ring. There. So it happens then itself. There the temple bells ring. Next, see how fiercely the waves rise. See refers to present time. And how fiercely the waves rise. Rise is the verb. Observe the verb here. So subject, present tense form of verb, object, the same we should use. So comes is the verb and in present tense, that is present tense form of verb. And of course the bus is the subject, that's why you have to add extra s here. There the temple bells ring. Ring is the verb, that is present tense form of verb, and bells is the subject, that is plural. That's why we don't need extra s. See how fiercely the waves rise. Here also waves, plural. So no need of extra s. In this way, often we use this tense for actions happen at the time of speaking. So whenever an action takes place before our eyes, instead of using present continuous, we can go to this simple present for good speech and for variety of speech. So remember this point. Let us take the next use. So next use. This is somewhat a little bit rare use. The simple present is also used in vivid narrative as a substitute for the simple past. So instead of simple past, we can use simple present, though it's a past action. See, to express in vivid narrative as a substitute substitute for the simple past. Actually, it expresses a past action, but in order to have a clarity, picture formation, we can use this simple present in the same place of simple past. We can avoid simple past. We can move to simple present. Take one good example. All the Kauravas formed Padma Vyuha. So here the tense is past. All the Kauravas formed Padma Vyuha. Immediately we can switch over to simple present so that the picture appears before our eyes. Then Abhimanya rushes into the field with great valor. He rushes into the field with great valor. He successfully enters the Padma Vyuha, killing so many soldiers. So he successfully enters like this. This is also simple present. In this way, we can use this simple present in the place of simple past for clarity, for picture formation, and often this form is used, this narration is used in cricket commentary. It may be cricket commentary or any commentary of sports or any event. The simple present is used by substituting simple past. So you can make it a practice. It will look nice. Your speech will look nice if you use this simple present. So next, use. We can use this simple present for future actions. Whenever we want to express a future action, usually people use the simple future or future tense. But here, some sort of future actions can also be expressed in this simple present, particularly future event when it's a part of a fixed program. So let us take it. To express a future event when it is a part of a fixed plan. So it must be a fixed one. It may take tomorrow or next week or sometime later. It's a fixed one. That sort of fixed plans, fixed programs can be expressed by using this simple present. See, future event. Take the examples. The meeting starts at 10 a.m. Next, the train leaves at 6 p.m. The meeting starts, the verb observe. The train leaves at 6 p.m. The college reopens on 1st of next month. Reopens. See, all these are the future actions. Of course, future fixed events. And will happen later. Maybe tomorrow or sometime later or next month or something like that. So our future plans, future events can be expressed by using this simple present. Need not always be used that future tense. It looks nice. Whenever you use simple present like this, it looks nice. So often you might have heard this sort of sentences. So practice and use this sort of sentences for your future plans. Okay, next, use. So next, use. Often we quote golden words of great people. That sort of golden words, great words, should be introduced by using simple present but not simple past. See, to introduce quotations, just only introductory words should be in simple present, and the remaining words, the quotations, must be introduced in the same way, must be used in the same way without any change. So Shakespeare says, here the introductory word, that is says in simple present. You need not say Shakespeare said. Shakespeare says, it gives liveliness. All that glitters is not gold. So that is golden words of Shakespeare. Next, Shelley says, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? Very optimistic words. Next, Gita says, very famous words, work instantly, don't expect any return. So we should work without expecting any return, and introduced by using says. Keats says, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. So like that. All these are the introductory words and should be in simple present only. And we can quote many. Bacon says, a man who lives in solitude is either a beast or a god. The same man says in another context, some books are to be tasted, some to be swallowed, and a few to be chewed and digested. So a very good line, good quotation on books. So and so on. We have to use simple present like this to introduce the famous words like this. So with this, the uses of simple present come to an end, and the remaining tenses will be continued in the later video lessons. Continue to watch. Thank you.